Hey YouTube! So today I'm talking about a hike that my friend and I technically finished. It was a hike that their grandparents recommended for us, and they said it was quick and easy. You could just go in shorts and sandals, no problem. A very quick hike, and it ended up being more than we bargained for. So we went up this active mining road and parked on the side of the road. There was no signage for this place or anything like that. The first major thing we came across on the hike was actually a grave. It was a grave for J.W. Ridgway, who died in 1894, I believe, and he was a search and rescue person from Ohio in the United States of America. From what I've seen online, the grave is actually maintained by the local Boy Scouts, I believe. Continuing on, it did get quite a bit steeper. At some points it's a near scramble, and it became very, very clear that I'm really dumb. No matter what people say about a hike, you should always hike prepared, and I know that, and yet I still went on this hike in sandals and shorts. Yep, never do what I do. While following the path, you'll come to a fork in the road, and if you go right, you actually come up to this ridge where you can climb out on the rocks and look down over both the waterfall and the river. It was very pretty and also a long drop, so if you do this hike, please be careful. Heading back to go left, we went down to the river, down the ridge, and we came across this pulley system. I can't remember what they're called right now, I'm sorry, but it's to pull you across from one side of the river to the other. Obviously you don't need it this time of year, and it was marked specifically for the water services part of the government, which I also cannot remember the name of right now. Yep, I'm just that helpful. So anyway, continuing on down the path, there is a path that is still really easy to find. This whole trail is pretty easy. Locals have been here quite a bit, you can tell, because there's human paths leading all the way here. It's very hard to get lost. So we just followed it down to the river. When you get to the river, that is where the mining actually becomes really obvious. This is where you'll find a lot of the mining equipment that has been left behind. Some of it is rusting into the river, which is pretty sad, and others is on the banks also rusting, but at least it's not in the water. We were told once we got to the river, it was best to walk along it until you get closer to the waterfall, and then you cross the river, because you can't get very close on the right hand side of the river, so you have to cross it to get to the left. And soon ahead, that is where it actually ended up getting a little weird. We were the only ones on the road. There was no one parked up at the top like we were, and we did not hear anyone, we did not see anyone. As far as we knew, it was just us on the trail. When we were about halfway across, that's when we started seeing the signs that say you are under surveillance. They're posted all over the trees, and we assumed that it was just for the mining equipment. But then about here, I stopped, because there's just this huge waft of smell of marijuana coming towards me. With no one else on the road that we saw, and no people that we heard, it was kind of unnerving as two females alone in the forest. So we decided to turn around and leave before we actually reached the waterfall. We knew it could have just been someone who parked further down the road who hiked in a different way than us and was smoking. But there was that feeling that we didn't want to risk it. So we could see the waterfall in the distance. We were just so close to our goal, and we had come all this way, and then before we even get to it, we turn around and leave. Yeah, so that is the story of the hike that my friend and I almost finished, or technically finished, depending on your point of view. Putting that behind us, my friend and I did end up going to the lake afterwards, so it definitely was not a waste of the day. It was a beautiful day. But we do actually want to know if we were just being a chicken for no good reason. So if you happen to go on this hike, please let us know how it goes. Or you could just do what we did afterwards and spend the day at the lake instead. Thank you all for watching, and have a great day.